And I just really liked that video. Play is a child's work because they learn through play. All children learn through play, and it's their job to soak up as much knowledge as they can to learn the fundamentals at an early age so they can have a successful educational career throughout their whole life. And I think she calls it the child's work because basically all the children do is play and learn through their play, so their job is to learn. I think the teachers were all interacting and saying how are you going to improve his language in that, and they each gave each other different ideas to ensure the child is on the right path and is learning at a developmentally appropriate pace, which is very important. They mentioned Legos and how you can play with the language when the child is playing with the Legos, such as, oh, what color is that? What shape is that? And counting them. And it also helps with fine motor skills, I think, with the little Legos. I also noticed them writing down what they were going to do so that they all had a copy and they could be on the same page for the child's learning plan, and so that they all were, they all knew what each other was doing so that they could get this kid to learn efficiently. About the 4 areas, the socio-emotional level, I found an example in the video because the children are playing with their teacher, with classmates, and by themselves. So they give them the options. They can play by themselves or they could play with other kids in the center. And they give them options in each play center so they can make the choices based on what they want to do right then. Maybe they feel like being alone. Maybe they feel like communicating. Or maybe they feel like, sitting with a teacher and being comforted and being read to. Whatever it is, that helps them grow emotionally and socially. And cognitively, to me it seems that all the centers that they showed, they helped with cognitive development. The water play table teaches kids that when they dump water out of a cup, it's going to fall back down into the bucket. And they learn that if they splash around in the water, they'll make a mess and their clothes will get wet. So then the next time they'll learn they need to wear a smock so their clothes don't get wet and they don't have to be wet all day. They build towers and castles with those big brick blocks, and they learn that maybe if they build it too high or crooked, that it's going to fall down and they'll have to redo it again. And all of that teaches them in their cognitive development, in my opinion. For the language development, I think that they promote language in this video by talking to the children, such as when the one little boy was looking at the book after she read it to him, and she says, oh, do you want to read it again? Are you all done? And those are questions that, he can understand, he can comprehend them, and it can also help with his verbal skills and his language, because he might not be able to make words, but he can make a grunt or a noise that I say, ooh, yeah, play again, read again, or whatever. And for physical, physical is shown all over the place in this video because they're constantly moving and they're constantly doing things with their hands, and but especially at like PE and things like that, they're definitely working on their physical development. But when they said they had a gross motor development center, which I don't know if that was recess or if that was actually a center, but they're allowed to run around outside, which improves their running, jumping, their social skills too, but climbing, which is all part of their physical development. And all this together makes for a great education for the kid.